On education, passing the flame. I must have been around 4 or 5 years old, already diving into the world of reading at an early age. My parents fueled my endless curiosity by encouraging my torrent of whys and hows. So they figured, why not teach me to read and write, letting me explore things on my own? Before 7 a.m., the morning papers will arrive, El Tiempo and El Espectador. I actually love the titles for these newspapers. One is Times and the other one is that who's looking at the Spectator. And both my parents will sit exchanging sections. Following their lead, I will eagerly wait for my share, reading out loud everything, even the classified ads. Do you remember those? For years, I'll devour words and verbs, not just in my native Spanish, but also in Italian and French, thanks to my dad. This while attending the American Catholic school. Quite the horror, but that's a different tale. By the age of 7, I was pretty fluent, and I was always on the lookout for more knowledge. Quote, the teacher is not in the school to impose certain ideas or form certain habits in the child, but it is there as a member of the community to select the influences which will affect the child and to assist them in properly responding to these influences. John Dewey. This is a quote by Andrew Anderson on progressive education after the 1930s. There's a link to the article. Whenever I had a big historical question, I'll dial, remember those, my grandmother's number, asking, Abuelita, Granny, do you know anything about Egypt, Rome, Vietnam, or whatever else I was curious about? And she did. She was a storyteller, and she taught me the importance of asking. Always ask. Never stay quiet. My mother's mother, a polymath, opened Bogota's first kindergarten in 1939. The progressive ideas of educating kids from an early age might not have had backing from neuroscience then, but progressive thinkers such as Maria Montessori and John Dewey influenced their philosophy. One such guiding principle was that education is not a preparation for life, education is life itself. My mother followed her lead in 1967, naming her preschool John Dewey, where she nurtured her 4 children and guided future students with principles centered on joy, experiential learning, artistic expression, and the appreciation of real-life context and challenges as valuable educational experiences, emphasizing the importance of actively engaging with problems. The belief that mere passive perception without a deep emotional and reflective connection to the consequences hinders the likelihood of meaningful adaptation, habit revision, or the construction of new habits, resulting in superficial changes, if any. My mom handed me my first paying job. I learned then to be of service. I always had a liking for money and the concept of trading. The idea of value and the magical feeling of bartering intrigued me from a very early age. She tasked me with teaching summer school's kids to read or those lagging in their reading skills. I had no set methodology, but I had wit and I could improvise. She trusted my ways. I remember being patient, holding tiny hands to demonstrate how to write or pronounce a word. My mother always trusted my decisions. As for the money and what I did with it, that's a bit hazy. It's been a recurring pattern for me. No issues earning significant amounts, but handling it seemed to vanish like magic. Many times I treat others with candy or whatever struck my fancy. Growing older, especially after my 2016 divorce, I found myself in a deep depression. The realization hit that I had no clue how to preserve my value. While I had no qualms putting a dollar sign on my work or services, figuring out the next steps was a puzzle. I knew I was not alone, but perhaps shame held me back from seeking help this time and asking fundamental questions, such as what money is. Fast forward to now, reflecting on the past 7 years where I delved into the unknown, took accountability, and faced my own demons without guilt or shame. Quote, works of art are the most intimate, energetic means of aiding individuals to share in the arts of living. Civilization is uncivil because human beings are divided into non-communicating sects, races, nations, classes, and cliques. John Dewey, Art as Experience. Orange peeling under 9 hours. This past weekend, I conducted my first of many full Bitcoin study group online. It was an intense 7 hour split over 2 days. We might need an extra session, to be honest. I followed an open source curriculum from various sources I've studied in the past 3 years. And yes, the learning journey continues. Bitcoin has turned me into a perpetual student. The course was in Spanish, and it felt fulfilling to give back to my homeland and friends. There is a fee, not for the content, but for my unique approach and amusing way of conveying things. In recent years, I've come to realize the importance of speaking my truth, standing tall, unafraid of differing views amidst the herd. If you value freedom, harbor curiosity about new technologies and paradigms, aspire to live in sovereignty, and cherish your time, considering it too precious to waste, and if instead of destroying, you want to create on a moment to moment basis, give me a shout. This study group is both accessible and crucial for the times ahead. You don't necessarily have to become a Bitcoiner, but it's essential to understand what money is and to acknowledge its dysfunction within the fiat standard. If you seek a ceasefire and you wish for governments to stop causing harm to humans, I recommend delving into the understanding of how the current money system needs transformation, and this transformation can only happen on an individual level. I'm here to serve or to realign you. If you don't feel I'm the one to facilitate your knowledge, I can provide a quick startup. The sun resides in gate 1 this week, where my Neptune is. I'm connected to creativity through my spirit. Mars joins the party, initiating a new way to merge with this knowledge and make it sacred. Interested in the study group? It promises to invest around 8 hours of your life, time well spent, leaving you with choices because you'll know you have them. If the sparks of curiosity ignited by this glimpse into the study group have left you hungry for more, I invite you to join me for a personalized one-on-one call. Here, we can delve deeper into the course curriculum, addressing any questions of our sentences you might have. It's a chance for us to connect directly, ensuring that the study group aligns with your interests and aspirations. Let's explore the learning journey together, and I will provide you with a comprehensive overview tailored to your unique curiosity. Every moment my grandmother and mother lived through me. Quote, "The world is going through an unprecedented financial crisis, the greatest of our lifetime. The financial world is in crisis, and the political world is in the greatest turmoil of our lifetime. There's just a lot of turmoil, a lot of sound and fury, a lot of strong passion, a lot of noise and turbulence. Bitcoin is a good thing. There are 1,000 issues distracting people. Most people do not see the brilliance of Bitcoin as a new money or a new digital energy or a new form of property or better ideology. As a catalyst for good in the world, most people do not recognize that. So you have finite minutes in your life left. When you meet a person, you only have a few minutes to talk with them and convey something. What's the highest form of good you can bring to them?" This is Michael Saylor talking on a podcast on orange pilling. Balsamic moon. We find ourselves still in the midst of understanding how one relates to everything, be it money, war, neighbors, or belief systems that define our relationships. In the coming weeks, focus on the ideologies where one feels disempowered, the areas one aims to conquer or master by this time next year. As an exercise, I write down daily, envisioning myself on November 7, 2024, as I write in the future date. I'm looking back with gratitude for the progress made and what I have already manifested with clear intention. This powerful yearly practice has consistently proven effective. Venus and the Moon form a 150-degree aspect applying to Saturn in Pisces, a full phase inconjunct. Confrontations or limitations take on a social flavor, demanding surrendering to the source, to what makes one feel wholesome. Once embraced, the construction of one's dreams becomes boundless. Addressing all ways of relating first reveals the key to what's at stake. Venus continues to trine Pluto while Mars begins to trine Neptune, cultivating a desire for evolving ways as one forgives and lets go of the past, making space for addressing pain, initiating a new cycle. Notably, a new phase between the Sun and Mars is imminent after 2 years, the last occurrence in Libra. It may feel somehow explosive, especially as Uranus starts facing off from Taurus. The simple question arises: instead of seeking blame externally, What within needs to be faced and courageously confronted? Unexpected revelations may surface, and the best response is to acknowledge their necessity for visibility and care. Okay, my friends, I'm going to read the footnotes. Let me see. So the first one is referring to the references that I use for the curriculum of the study group that I created. Is following the curriculum of Mi Primer Bitcoin. On September 7th, 2021, El Salvador became the first country in the world to recognize Bitcoin as a legal tender. Bitcoin Diploma by Mi Primer Bitcoin, my first Bitcoin, is licensed under the Creative Commons Attribution Share Alike 4 International CC blah 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 license. Additionally, valuable material from Sailor Academy, learn for free, the Bitcoin Standard, and the simplest Bitcoin book ever written is incorporated. Second footnote regarding the full moon. Navigating the celestial energies building up towards the full moon in a Scorpio on November 13, the moon in Libra recently encountered Venus at first degree in her own sign, a reminder of her ruling over the current south node. Okay, my friends, I woke up yesterday with a lot of joy, sensing that the only way that I can contribute in this life is to be creative. And lo and behold, the sun is on the gate one. Mars is there too. My MC is there. My Neptune is there. So I just feel connected to the grace of the universe. And I know that I have that choice every day. And so, you. We all have that choice of creativity. Have a great weekend or week. I don't even know. Take care. Bye bye.